Hi guys, welcome back to B.Y.C Crochet. My name is Brenda and this is my yarny cave. Yeah, Kona is actually sitting, you can see her ears I think. Kona! Kona! She's right here. She's like, I'm napping. Please do not interrupt me. So welcome if you've never been here before. Welcome to B.Y.C Crochet. My name is Brenda and this is my yarny cave. This channel is all about just crochet, chat, what am I doing, what's going on in my life, what's to some extent yarn porn, which is my fave, and what I'm working on, just miscellaneous. It's a very laid back channel. It is very stress-free and it's just very lighthearted. So if it's the first time here, welcome. For those of you who've subscribed recently, thank you for taking a chance and subscribing to my channel. And for those of you who are in the fence, just go ahead and subscribe. You'll enjoy it. I do work full-time, so I don't always put content. Usually when I do, it's either late in the afternoon, when unfortunately the sun is just coming straight through, the afternoon sun, straight to through this window, or on the weekends like today. It is Saturday. It's 1:30, and I wanted to share with you guys not only a little bit of life changes, but some other yarn porn. So as many of you guys know, I work full-time for a medical company. Some of you guys may not know, as a human resources manager or HR business partner here in Central Florida. So the company that I work for announced on Thursday that they're going to be closing all Orlando locations. So that includes my position. So I am going to be unemployed. However, I do have some opportunities that have have come up, and God is good. And I've always said, windows may close, but God opens doors. And I'm blessed that people think very highly of me to seek me out and try to recruit me, and that's what has happened. And I should be, God willing, everything works out, I should be starting a new job sometime at the end of April. So if it all works out. So I still have to go through the process, and so God willing, everything works out as it should. And it's gonna be bittersweet because when you work with people, you become a family, and you miss them. You're going to be heartbroken, and you're going to miss them. And even though you try and you hope that you can get together and catch up with them, sometimes it's hard because life gets in the way. We have our responsibilities, we have jobs. I just pray that everyone impacted is able to secure employment soon. The last day that the clinics will be open is June 30th. So there's a good 2 months that they will be able to be searching for employment and try to secure something for themselves. And that's my prayer for each one of them. So switch this a little bit. There we go. So anyway, so that's what's happening in my life. So it's a new chapter starting hopefully soon, and I will keep you guys posted, see how it all turns out, and see how I'm doing. Anyways, let's see. There we go. So I wanted to because of the news that was handed out on Thursday, I just felt that I had to do some retail therapy, and so I went shopping Friday afternoon. And I actually did not go with the intention of going to Michael's, but I went to a mom and pop's jewelry shop to get a battery put on my watch. I dropped off the watch, and there was Michael's right next to it. So I decided to, you know what, retail therapy is just what I need, so let me go in and see if I find anything. So I did. Are you guys ready to see what I got? So these are yarns that I've never used before. Many of you guys have probably seen them. Many of you guys have probably used them. And I will share with you what it is that I got. So, the first thing that I got was the Loops and Thread Carousel Twist, which is 100% acrylic. It is 213 yards. It is a bulky number 5, I believe. Yeah, bulky number 5. It calls for a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And this is the colorway. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So I got all they had of this, and these were $7.99 plus 30% off. And so I got a little bit of a discount. I think it ended up being like $5 and change. Do I have my receipt in here? No, I think I put it in my purse, but that's okay. So I got 5 of these. Once again, look how pretty that is. We grade for buggy blankets, which is usually why I buy acrylic. So that's 5. That's 2, 3. Yeah, the ball bands, and there was one missing. The skeins are a little bit discombobulated. So, but I think this one was the best one. Actually, this is probably the best one, the first one I showed you, but very pretty colorway, and I think it'll make a very, very nice buggy blanket. So that's the one item that I got. Then as I was shopping around the store, I came across a clearance, those big wire baskets they put in the center aisles, the center of the aisles, and they had this beautiful caramel latte cake on clearance for $7.99. And I was gonna only get 2, but I said to myself, if you make a sweater, if you make a cardigan or anything, 2 will probably be enough, because I'll probably would make something very light and something kind of airy. But if I choose to kind of make a blanket or something more substantial, I may need more. So I actually ended up getting 4 of this beautiful colorway, which, by the way, the name of it is Sunset Strip. And speaking of colorways, the colorway for this one is this other one here. I know that these are a little bit hard to locate in the band. CL5, let's see, Birthday Cake. So that is Birthday Cake, and this is Sunset Strip. How beautiful is that, right? So I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna go down the path of a cardi, or if I'm gonna do something more like a fuzzy blanket or something like that. I don't know yet. But these are the 2 yarns that I got. Loops and Thread. Let's see. There you go. So that's what I got. So 4 of the latte cakes and 5 of the Loops and Thread Carousel Twist. But as I was walking around checking what was going on in Michael's, I had not been there in a while, I ran across the clearance aisle, and being that I'm going to be hopefully starting a new job soon, or may have some appointments and interviews and such, I decided to pick up this cute 2025 planner that I can use for the rest of the year. The price was $8.69. And it's like a 5.5 by 8 type size, which is perfect to throw in your bag and just keep on going. So it'll be good to put my appointments, and if I have any interviews and stuff like that, I can put everything in here and keep everything on track and stay on top of everything that I have going. I could put it on my phone too, but I like writing things down. It kind of cements it in my head. I don't know about you, but that's kind of the way my brain functions. I like writing things down, and that almost like, you know, makes it permanent, like a, you know, you're registering permanently in your brain. So yeah, so I thought $1.69 for this was not a bad deal. It originally was $16.99, so yeah, and then it went down to $3, and I got it for $1.69. So all in all, I paid like $60 and change for everything that I got. I wasn't planning on spending that money in Michael's. I wasn't planning on going to Michael's. It just happened to be that it was there where I was going, and I decided to just do some retail therapy. So what is on my hook? I got Lullaby, Mary Maxim's Lullaby yarn on my hook. And I know you know why, because I just finished a cardigan set. Well, it's a baby set. It's a cardi with a beanie and a blanket. And I showed you guys in my last video the whole thing all finished. And now I'm going to do another one for a baby boy. I just realized that my friend's sister is expecting a boy at the end of May into June. So that gives me enough time to get a set made, and hopefully I can gift that to him, to the baby, to them. And this is where I'm at so far. I'm gonna pull this here. This is where I'm at so far. So this is part of the little jacket, and I'll be working on that today. Perhaps I'll finish it this afternoon. If not, I'll finish it tomorrow. Then I'll create a beanie, and then I'll just focus on doing the baby blanket last, because that's the one that takes the longest time, and then I can gift her the set. So that is what's on my hook. I'm actually using a Clover 4.5 for the body, and I'll be using a Clover 4.0 for the band on the collar and the front. And this is again the pattern that I am using is MJ's Off the Hook Mini Pop Cardi. This is it. If you're interested, I will tag it down below so that you guys can go ahead and check it out. And it is a really easy pattern. I keep an eye out on the I like having the pattern in front of me, only because I get cocky sometimes and I think I know what I'm doing, and I think I remember what I'm supposed to do, and then I realize that I don't, and then I have to go back and find out where I made the mistake and do it again. So I like keeping this in front of me so that I don't have to frog too much if I make a mistake. But it's a really nice pattern. It's a really I think it's beginner friendly. I do. And if you've never done a wearable and you're intimidated, try something small like this that won't take that much time, and also will give you a little bit of a understanding how garments are kind of put together, and it'll make it easier to go from something small to a larger size, which MJ's Off the Hook has all her makes, all her patterns are plus size inclusive, so most of them go up to a 5X if I'm not mistaken, and I've done quite a few of them, and they're super easy patterns to follow. I enjoy them very much. So, you know, if you're interested, I'll tag it down below. She does have a tutorial on YouTube for it, and then you can also either purchase the pattern, or you can go to her website and you can actually print it from her website, but it does have a lot of advertisements mixed in with it. So, but it's an option that you have. I do have my, let me get this really quick. I showed this bag in my last video. It is a bag that I ordered from Distinctive Crochet. And actually, she changed her channel name now. It is It is called Distinctively Handcrafted, and I'll tag her down below. So she makes these beautiful bags, and after I showed this bag, I want to get into her site because this is a particular design that she only did a couple of bags, so I think perhaps 2 or 3 of them, and I wanted to see if she had any left, and she actually had one left with the coffee cups on it, and I thought it was really pretty, so I decided to order a second one, and I got a message today that she shipped it out. So cool. Just really quick, this is a box bottom bag. These sections here are pockets. As you can see, I have my scissors and my other hook for my project there, but when I'm not working on my project, I can just simply put my work in here. My pattern fits perfectly, and then I can put my hook in the pocket on the side with the other hook, and I'm good to go. And it's super, super cute. It does have 2 magnetic straps in the top, and then it's got this hole through the center where you can use to kind of hold on to it. It is super, super adorable. Now, Priscilla, I am sorry to say this, but you have to continue making some of these bags. I know that you mentioned in your video that this gave you a little bit of a run for your money, and you felt it was a bit complicated and a little bit perhaps not something you want to continue to do because it was a lot of work and perhaps a lot of time. But darling, charge what it deserves to be charged, and don't stop making this bag, because this bag is a knockout. If you're watching this, Priscilla. So, you know, check her out. Once again, I'm going to tag her down below. Check out her channel. Check out her website. She's awesome. I mean, I have other of her bags. She actually made another bag that I have put away, but it stores the yarn in the bottom, and then it's got grommets on the inside of the bag that you can feed through the top so that you can keep your project on the top in the top pocket and keep your yarn in the bottom. Now, you know, who thinks of that? She thinks of that. Anyways, she's awesome. She not only crochets, she knits, she sews. She's a powerhouse, and I am truly in awe of her skills and everything that she can do. And I really wanted to give her a shout out because this bag is amazing. And if you had more patterns, if you had more designs, girl, I'll be buying some more, even if it's to gift them, because I think everybody should have one of these bags. You think she's paying me or something, but she's not. That's how highly I think of this bag. So putting that aside, I think I spoke enough about that. It's just I just don't want to reiterate how well designed and how beautiful and how awesome that bag is. And finally, guys, I did a thing, and I subscribed to Crochet Nation newspaper. This is actually the second issue, number 2. It's got it right there. And I'm not going to show you the entire newspaper because, I mean, the idea is to buy it. But I want to say that there is a lot of fun stuff in this. I'll give you a little bit of a little sneak peek. It's got some beautiful articles, okay, in color. It's got some really cool patterns. Guys, check that out. Isn't that awesome? Also in color. And there's other patterns in this. This is 2 pages. So I just showed you one, but there's a French clutch purse. There's Baby Bumps crochet blanket pattern. There's the winter slipper boots, which you just saw a glimpse of, which is totally cool. And I think once the cold season kicks up again in the fall into the winter of 2020, at the end of 2025, 26, I think that's something that I'm going to probably try, and I'm going to try to store these so that I can keep those, because there's quite a few patterns. There's an everyday shawl that is a pattern here. There is a puzzle game here, yarn maze, where you have to find your way around the maze. For those of you who like crossword puzzles, you also have a crochet themed crossword puzzle in the back. There's again additional tips and tricks. There's quick fixes for gauge issues, adjust for a perfect fit, toss it on and wear it, your creation with pride, a mastering garment crochet with Jess. It goes into little tips and just little tips of how to master certain items. There is a double V slouch beanie that is really super cute. There is a crochet word search. There is Color Pop mittens that also they have here some. These are all patterns that they have on here. Then they have articles about the Sami people and their fiber arts heritage. So really talks about indigenous, the Arctic textiles. So educational articles as well. The role of crochet in Sami fibers arts, preserving Sami textile traditions. Then you also have amigurumis that are here too. Look at this little tiny little guy. Look at this little chicken, which actually it's a little deceiving, but look how tiny it is, really quick. There's also another word scramble, a little game here. Let's see, there is what's happening around the crochet during the year. There's the Fiber Purist in April 20th through May 20th. Gives you information about some things that are happening. In May 21st through June 20th, the Chaotic Multitasker. So different projects and creations, and I think these are Cal's crochet alongs. Let's see what else. The Psychology of Artistry. Why do we start but never finish? No. The Psychology of Startitis. Sorry. The Psychology of Startitis. Why do we start but never finish? The 5-minute rule. Trick yourself into finishing whips. Whip taming tips for the serial project starter. Guys, I mean, this applies to many people. Not so much me, because I'm one of those one at a time project, and if I'm not finding joy in the project, I usually frog it and put the yarn back and work on something else. I don't let it sit as a whip per se. They even have comics, all yarn and crochet related. Let's see what else we can discuss. There's another article here, the Crochet Chronicles, the Legacy of Crochet, magazines and the power of print. There is additional articles, and this particular issue has a write-up about Creative Grandma. How Creative Grandma took crochet digital. Interesting read. I'm just saying. And then they also have like stories, like how can I say, not an article, but almost like they call it like a stitch break, and it's like stories of I don't know, deception and romance, but I guess it has a bit of a crochet and yarn they're yarn and crochet related, or it's a theme within the stories. Let me see what else here. They even have Afghan stitches. This is really pretty. This is another pattern that they have. It shows you how to make these so that you can create a blanket. Look at this blanket. And then crochet theme Mad Lib, the Great Crochet Catastrophe. These are all games that you can play here. So it's super cool. I think this is a really fun little newspaper. If you haven't checked it out, you know, give them a try. Get one, see if you like it, if you're able to afford it, and give them a try. I'm gonna definitely get more. I think it's the patterns that they offer are really good because it really tackles all sorts of items, from wearables to amigurumis, blankets, all sorts of different items that you can create, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, and they're not endorsing me. They didn't ask me to review this. I just thought that I'd share with you guys. You guys have probably seen this being advertised through social media, and I wanted to give you guys a heads up as to what I thought about the magazine, or not the magazine, but the newspaper. I think it's pretty cool. And so I'm going to try to buy something where I can store them, and that way I can always have them and refer back to them should I want to make one of the projects. Plus, I love word games and stuff like that, so I'm planning on doing those. I was gonna do them, but I figured I'd wait till after I showed you guys before I start writing on the newspaper. So, so that's all. Guys, that is all that I have for you today. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I pray that wherever you are in the world, you're having a blessed morning, noon, night, evening from the Yarny Cave. Peace. I love you guys. God bless, and I will see you soon. Bye.